The Margiela Tabi. It's a weird hoof shoe from 1988, which is now considered a contemporary design classic. How did we get here? The interesting thing about this design is that the lineage is not hundreds, but really thousands of years of design. So it begins with this wood sandal in 3000 BC in China. The oldest known Geta-style clogs are from the Liangzhu culture. This later travels to Japan in the late Heian period. The idea is pretty simple. We've got these two wooden stilts that elevate the wearer above water, above mud, and that keeps you separate and cleaner from the dirty ground. Initially, these were worn barefoot, but along the way, they developed socks to go with these shoes. And these socks to fit into these shoes had to be split as well. These socks were called Tabi socks, and this sock-shoe combo will continue on for more than 500 years. But this sock gains a second life. In 1922, the two brothers, the Ishibashi brothers, and they think of an idea. They apply vulcanized rubber to the bottom of the sock, and their invention is called the Jika Tabi. You still have the separation of the big toe and the lesser toes, and that gives you increased stability from left to right, from side to side. Biomechanically, they call this an enhanced tripod stance. Greater toe, lesser toe, heel. And this catches on. Farmers, construction workers, rickshaw drivers, they all adopt this as workwear. The sock now becomes an industrial shoe. And the next chapter of our story, believe it or not, is in Paris. We fast forward into the 1970s and Japanese designers start showing in Paris. Issey Miyake, Kenzo Takada, and in the 1980s, Rei Kawakubo and Yohji Yamamoto. And this cultural exchange goes the other way around too. In the mid-1980s, a financial consumer boom happens in Japan, which makes it the most lucrative luxury market. French maisons, high fashion labels, start traveling to Japan. They open boutiques, they start licensing in Japan, and designers start traveling in droves. They discover Japanese textiles, Japanese pattern making, Japanese denim. In summer 1988, Margiela's first women's wear show. The Tabi boot appears. In what is now considered an iconic fashion moment, models leave red hoof prints in paint down a white runway. No Western designer has ever really explored this silhouette. And that establishes and communicates Margiela's intention to be a subversive designer, to be a real curator of fascination. And now a Japanese industrial work shoe gains another life as a high fashion item, a leather boot. And every stopover in this story is an object that's kept in the Powerhouse Collection in Sydney. For over 140 years, they've been collecting domestic, international objects of great importance, with over 500,000 objects. And in the preservation of these items, these objects, we gain so much insight. We see the migration of Chinese designed items into Japan, the development of industrial materials like vulcanized rubber that transforms objects and designs into workwear, and also the international cultural exchange that turns workwear into high fashion items. Every chapter tells a larger story about how we behave, which is more than what you'd expect from just shoes and socks.